Hey everybody, I'm Stephanie Marcello, your Superstar Director, and we're just going to give everybody a couple minutes to kind of like filter in here, because I think we generally have people take a few minutes to get signed in. So I'm going to mute myself in the meantime, and then we'll get started.
It's the source of the magic that has protected family rainbow.
Okay, if you are not muted, go ahead and mute yourselves, and we'll go ahead and just dig in and get started. So each one of you have been invited to this group specifically, and we are excited to have you here. I want you to remember this whole time over the next 12, well, there's going to be 12 days of videos and stuff for you. Over those next 12 days, I want you to remember that one, you were invited to be here, and two, that you're here by choice, though, after receiving the invitation. And I hope that the choice to go ahead and dive in and give it a try is something that you'll take seriously, and you know that we're not going to be like seriously disappointed or anything like that if you don't achieve what it is you set out for. But we're here to teach you and to give you the tools that will help you um, have everything that you need to be able to make that jump to the next level. It might happen for some of you um, seemingly easy. I hate to say that, but it might appear that way to other people, like, oh, wow, she promoted in 12 days. But know that a lot of work and effort has been put into that. And some of you might not promote during this time frame. That's definitely the goal. But we are aware that really what we're doing with you is giving you the tools so that you're better prepared to promote. And it might take some time. And we plan, and our plans are very flexible, but we plan on having this group around potentially for a few months in a row and maybe even ongoing. And so if you're interested in moving up the Sensi ranks, we will be here for you in that way. And let's see. So I want you to know that it is kind of like 100% up to you. I mean, we'll be here for you. We'll show up for you. We'll provide you with the training and the tips that we have outlined. But But you decide. You decide if you're going to actually watch the videos. You decide if you're going to do the challenges that we set forth, and you decide where you're going to go with your business. So with that, we're going to go ahead and tonight is kind of the purpose is twofold. We're going to introduce the leaders that will be helping along in this journey and providing the training. And each of us is going to share like for 2 to 3 minutes, and we're really going to stick to that. That's probably like the most challenging for me because I talk too much. But so we're going to share for 2 to 3 minutes our Scentsy story with you, and just a little bit about ourselves. So just because I'm unmuted, I will get started. So, and then we're just gonna go in the order that I see you leaders on the screen. So who knows what that looks like for you. I don't know what your order is, but that's how I'm gonna do it. So first off, I'm Stephanie Marcello, and I currently live in Utah. Actually used to live in Meridian, Idaho, and was just about maybe 3 miles from the home office. We miss Idaho pretty much every day, but we're learning to love Utah. I am a wife, been married 31 years, so that's older than a lot of you, and I know that. But been married for 31 years and have 2 children. And my kids are 10 and a half years apart. So I have a 25-year-old son and a 14-and-a-half-year-old daughter. So my Scentsy story started in 2008, and I won't go into all the details, but let me just say that it had to do with the housing market crash in the fall of '07, and so that kind of forced my hand because I didn't want to go work outside of the home when we had prayed for 10 years, 10 and a half years for our second child. And I didn't want someone else raising her. And I felt really strongly about that. So that led me to Scentsy. And right out of the gate, I knew that I wanted to earn at least $500 a month. And that was my goal. And thankfully, with kind of like working the numbers backwards, I figured out that I could do that as long as I sold over $2,000 a month. And so my first paycheck was actually over $600. And then that was kind of like my goal moving forward. Like, I will do whatever it takes. I will schedule as many parties as I need to. That was my initial goal. And then it quickly, as I learned a little bit more about Scentsy, it quickly became to promote to director. And I was able to promote to director in September of that year. Anyway, that's kind of my brief story. And we're going to go to Andy next because you are in line. And I will mute myself.
I had a funny feeling that you were going to say my name. So I am Andrea, but most people call me Andy. And I actually joined Scentsy under one of my good friends from college, Shonda. I had been in direct sales prior to joining Scentsy. I had done that for about 4 years when I joined, and I had just never really taken off. But it was important to me to try to make real money at home because I homeschool my 2 little boys, and I've just always felt super led in that direction with my family. So I was watching Shonda actually, and I mean, this just goes to show you how much people are watching you. I mean, you might get discouraged and feel like no one's reading your posts, but they are. Like, I was just watching Shonda completely rock her business, and I was just thinking to myself, I mean, for months, and I wasn't even telling her, like, I really wish, I wonder if I could do that. And I just had kind of told myself all these reasons why I definitely couldn't. And then I decided to host a party because I had been buying off of her and falling in love with Scentsy myself. So I decided to host. My party went really well, and I decided to join. And I think that was like April 29th. And just things took off like crazy. And I found that I was doing the things that I already knew to do because I had already been in direct sales. but I was getting a 10-to-1 ratio better outcome with Scentsy. And that just goes to show so much about the product that we actually are selling is people love this. And I have so much fun with it. Genuinely, I have so much fun. And for me, this has just been like a super exciting, like I love doing everything that I do. I've made a lot of really good friends already. And I promoted to director, last month. And so it's just been really crazy. Actually, when I joined, I told Shonda, I have the message like screenshot on my phone, and I was like, I really don't have time. I definitely don't want to like promote to director or anything. And then like I did. So it was just really crazy, but it's been awesome. I don't regret it for a second. I have loved every minute of it. I still grow every day. Like I'm a director, but I'm still learning every day. I'm still going to be learning with you guys, and I'm excited to grow with you guys, and I'm excited that we're doing this program. And that's all.
Okay, thank you, Andy. We're so glad you're here. And I feel like I've already learned from her and appreciate everything that she brings to our leadership group. So we're going to go to Sarah next.
Oh gosh, I knew I was going to be next. I always have to follow Andy. Okay, so my name is Sarah, and I have actually my 2-year anniversary just passed on the 4th. So I have been with Scentsy for officially 2 years now. My story is probably pretty much close to a lot of people's. I joined because I wanted to stay at home with my son that I just had. I was working full-time at a hospital, and I knew when I had him that I didn't want to go back to work. I wanted to stay home with him. So once my maternity leave was up, I did not go back to work. So it was a huge strain on our family going to a one income family. So Shonda had literally like just started like a couple months, and she kept asking me, and I was like, there's no way I can do this. I am so not a people person. This is just going to be like a disaster. But finally I gave in, and I was like, I'm just going to give it a shot. Like if I fail, whatever, like at least I tried. So, I started selling, and, it has totally changed not only, like letting me obviously stay home and provide and contribute to my family, but it has totally changed me because you guys, before I started doing this, I did not like to talk to people. I was so like backwards. I was one of those weird people who like hated like ordering my food at a restaurant. Like I literally hated talking to people. So doing Scentsy has totally changed me and like got me out of my shell. Like I still get panicky, like of course when I have to talk to people, but like I push myself to do it. And so like my why is still obviously I want to stay at home with Edison, and I want to be able to continue to help my family while I do that. But also it has totally become like one of those things that like you just like I want to keep doing it and keep pushing myself just to prove to myself that like I can hit these goals and like I can do this. So those are my two main whys that I continue to do this, because even like 2 years later, like I still have my days where I'm like, why am I doing this? Like this is so stressful, but I love it. And like I literally cannot imagine like doing anything else right now. Like it's crazy, but Scentsy is so much fun, and like I love everybody that I've gotten to know, and like all of the people that I've met because of it. Like there are so many awesome people that you guys will get to know, and I'm just so thankful for that. And that's my story.
And I have enjoyed getting to know Sarah. And first off, you have to know that Sarah actually, I don't think gives herself enough credit most of the time. First off, she has super, super cute posts that always get my attention, that I'm always like, dang, okay, first, I wish I was as cute as her, because I would be posting selfies all the time, holding cute products. But she does a good job at that. And I think that one thing I want to mention is that not everybody in this group is necessarily a director, even though they are part of our leadership group. There are people who are on the path to director, who have that goal in sight, and who are actually doing the things that will lead them to that, okay? They do have teams. They're actively working their businesses, and we appreciate everything that Sarah adds to our group. And so Keisha is next because Kayla somehow just jumped down on my screen to a different place. So she is next up.
So I joined Cincy originally in 2013. I had just quit my full-time job because I was 5-6 months pregnant. And nobody here really sold it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to give this a try. I joined under somebody that I did not even know. She was a friend of my sister's. She did not live here. And I feel like then I didn't have the resources like that we do now. Like, I feel like it's so big on like Facebook groups, and just there's just so much more to it now that I think that you can make your business grow. So I only did it for a couple of months. I didn't really push it. I was just like, whatever. I made like a couple $50 paychecks, and then I was done. So I kept buying it, and then of course Shonda joined. And then Sarah joined, and so I was like, okay, well, now I can buy from them. And I was buying, I would like split my orders, whichever, like, okay, I bought from Shonda this time, I'll order from Sarah this time. So they were both like, you just need to rejoin. You can read for it. No, I'm just going to buy for you guys. Like, I'll just keep supporting you. There's too many consultants, like, whatever. So finally, there was, I think there might have been several people. This was in May, and like, no, I'm not joining. I'm not joining. I literally waited until like May 31st. So I was like, okay, Sarah, I'm going to join you. And I first started doing it because to support my own habit of Cincy. I thought, well, I'll just do it. I get paid for my own purchases. I'll place a $200 order here and there. And then the more I thought about it, and the more that I could see, like people actually thriving and making money from it, I was like, this would be so good for my family, because I had just had another baby. I had a baby. Weston was already 5. And so I had Ezra, and I just knew the possibilities that it could bring to my family. And I'm so thankful for everybody. Like, I get to do this with a handful of my best friends. I've met so many other people that I just absolutely love. I'm so thankful for Stephanie and like Patty and Chad. And like Sarah said, I just wanted to share it with everybody. And I feel like I was kind of backwards too. But like, I have so much anxiety about meeting people. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to think I'm an idiot. But here we are, and I message people, and I get left on red, and I just keep on going because somebody eventually will say yes. So now I'm just here, hopefully making money for my family so I can pay for Weston Sports at least.
Awesome. Thank you, Keisha. And Keisha's always ready to go with a bright smile and something funny to say. And I think you'll find that she'll be a huge cheerleader for you and always willing to share some awesome tips. So thank you, Keisha. And Shauna's up next.
Sorry, I was trying to unmute at the same time. Okay, so I'm going to probably have trouble trying to say under 2 minutes, but I'm going to talk as fast as I can and get it done. So my name is Shonda. I have been with Cincy for 2.5 years now. I joined in May of 2018. I had just had my baby. He was 6 months old, and like a lot of the other girls, I had quit my job. I worked at the VA Medical Center, and I knew when I got pregnant, I never wanted to work again. So I came home, and I was still spending money like I had a job, and I didn't. And I was still buying Cincy. I've always bought Cincy. I've always loved Cincy. I had a cousin named Fanny. Some of you guys know her. She sold before I did, and she had huge success. She had earned trips. I bought off of her all the time. I had seen her doing it. Like I said, I was still making purchases. So I had like really bad postpartum depression. I was kind of just crazy at the time. Like I said, still spending money all the time. And I was like, well, it was like literally on a whim. I was like, I'm just going to sign up to sell Scentsy. At least I'm going to get a discount on my product and maybe make a little bit of extra money. Like that's what I thought. But my type of personality is, if somebody like puts a challenge in front of me, like I do everything I can to like succeed, or, you know, like I'm after that challenge to reach my goal and to surpass it. So I've always had like direct sales parties myself, so I kind of knew how that worked. So that's where I started. I started partying, meeting all these people, and I had huge success right from the beginning. And I'm very lucky to have had that. And again, I mean, I hit shooting star, I hit sensational start level 3. Then I earned my first trip for Cancun for 2 people in 5 months joint with Scentsy. Like 5 months. I thought that was something that would take years. Had no idea. I was making income that I did not think that I would make. And the rest is history. Like literally this company has blessed my family so much. And like, I'm always going to be with Scentsy. Like there's no turning back. These 2 years have been amazing. I can't wait to see what the next 2 years holds. And what I want to do is be able to show you guys what Scentsy can do for your family. If you will treat it like a real business, because the potential is there, if you want it bad enough. So that's me.
And you're going to find that Shonda has a lot of amazing advice, amazing tips, and is full of information, just like the rest of the ladies. We're super excited to have her be part of this. And if you want to be inspired by a journey, ask her more questions about her journey. If you did not see the post that that I reposted that was hers on our team page on Wickless Worldwide last week, but it was basically her paycheck last August compared to this August. And Shauna's, you know, she's intelligent, she's a hard worker, she's friendly, she's those things, but she's just like the rest of us when it boils down to it, right? What she achieved is achievable by every one of you. It might not look the same, it might not be the same timing, but it is achievable. So if you haven't seen that post, go look for it. We're glad Shonda is part of our group. And next is Kayla.
Yee. Okay. 2 minutes. I signed underneath Shonda, never sold anything. I signed and still didn't want to sell anything, but if you know Shonda, she will not stop until she gets what she wants. So that's where I started. So at first I was like, well, I'm just going to get it for my discounts. I don't think I even advertised it my first month. Once I started advertising it, I kind of like took off, but I still wasn't growing my team. I wanted no part of that. And then they gave me an incentive. Now, I will work for incentives all day, every single day. But I still didn't think I could do it. And I did it within my first, I think, 7 months. Yeah, 7 months. I promoted to director on my 1-year anniversary month. And now I just want to retire my family because I can see what it does for it. But I don't really have much to say other than I'm rooting for you guys and you guys can do this. And I am a skeptic and I didn't think you could do anything for me. But if you really give it an honest shot and follow all the things that we and all these people are telling you to do, it's very, very doable. I'm kind of like the blunt one. So if you want like a flat out answer, I'm probably the one to come to. But you've got a lot of cheerleaders here for you, and we are rooting for you. I can't hear anything.
I just said my whole thing. Sorry. Okay. So what did I say? I said Kayla thinks that she is blunt, and I haven't known Kayla for super long, but I've never known her to be not kind. So even though she might be straightforward, know that she's always going to say what she needs to say, I think, in a kind way. At least that's what I've experienced. And she brings a lot to the table, and we are glad she is here. And we're going to move to our last leader in the group that's here. We have a couple others that weren't able to join tonight, but we're going to go ahead and have Tina share with us quickly. And Tina won't be participating in the actual videos this time, but if she could just quickly share her story, that would be great. Her husband just had surgery, and she's going to be caring for him over the next few weeks, but she might join us on subsequent programs. Tina, can you hear me? Well, maybe her iPad is tuned in, but maybe she's not there. I'm not 100% sure. So we will go ahead and move on, but just know that we are excited you're here. We're excited to have the leaders we have. And so today we are starting with not only introducing ourselves, but I hope that you picked up that each one of us kind of started with a variety of goals, right? Like mine was to make $500 and to promote for director, and Kayla's working on trying to make enough money so that her family can, basically they can retire and just do Sensi. All of us have specific things that we want to achieve. We have goals that we have worked on, and we have goals that we're still working on. And so I want you to know that goals and steps to reach those goals will set you apart in this business. There's too many people that just kind of go about it like willy-nilly and like, oh, you know, I'll sell if somebody like comes to me and wants to sell. I'll do a party for somebody, like let them host for me if they come to me and ask me. But people aren't actively seeking. And so if you set goals and you actually make steps to achieve those goals, right there, you're going to be set apart from probably 95% of the people in this business. And so where did I put that? Oh, it's right here on my printer. Okay, so I printed this off, and this is on our workstation. You go to the training tab, and so write down these steps and you can find it. So go to the training tab, and well, if you can't write them, I will post this for you. But then you're going to click on improve yourself, and then select maximizing productivity and setting smart goals for your business. And it's this action plan worksheet. And we would like you to read through this and fill it out. And that is your challenge for today. Now, this doesn't have to be completed today. This just has to be completed sometime this weekend, okay? And you have to text it to the person who added you to the group. So your director or your upline, okay? I know that might seem like, oh, you know, like, how is that like super cool or anything? But it really does work, you guys. When you have a goal and when you put it in, you break it down into steps, then it gives you specific things that you're working on. You can't just say like, oh, I want to be a director, but like not know how you want to get there, right? Or, hey, I want to earn $500, but again, not like work it backwards and say, okay, well then how much do I need to sell? And how many parties do I need to have? So we want you to write down your goal for this group. Like, I want to promote to lead, or I want to promote to star, or hey, you know, maybe I'm not going to promote to lead, but I want to get my first downline. Okay, whatever that goal is, and then fill out all of these steps. And it talks about SMART goals, and SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So we want you to make sure that the goal that each of you writes down is that it is a SMART goal, okay? And I was reading in this book, Atomic Habits, by James Clear, and he actually spoke at our SFR a couple years ago. I think that he did a fabulous job, but I'm just going to read you a little portion of it because I think it's really good, and there's way more information in here than this, but this is just something that I came across recently. And it says, hope declines with experience and is replaced by acceptance. The first time an opportunity arises, there is hope of what could be. Your expectation or your craving is based solely on promise. The second time around, your expectation is grounded in reality. You begin to understand how the process works, and your hope is gradually traded for a more accurate prediction and acceptance of the likely outcome. This is one reason why we continually grasp for the latest get-rich-quick or weight loss scheme. New plans offer hope because we don't have any experiences to ground our expectations. New strategies seem more appealing than older ones because they have unbound hope. As Aristotle noted, youth is easily deceived because it is quick to hope. Perhaps this can be revised to youth is easily deceived because it only hopes. There is no experience to root the expectation in. In the beginning, hope is all you have. And while I don't want to discount the importance of hope, because I think that is important, hope and belief, you need to actually be hoping for something. You need to believe that it's achievable. But I want you to know that experience does kind of sometimes diminish our hope a little bit because we get a real dose of reality, right? However, I want you to have hope in this program, have hope in your future with this business, and I want you to hang on to the experience that each of the leaders in this group have had. So what we have achieved is achievable by all of you. And so when we offer things like this, and we haven't done it for a while, we did one last month and we're doing this one, but it's been a while, but I want you to know that use that energy that comes from the expectation or the new hope that you have because of being part of this group, but know that the reality is that each one of us have achieved something that you're working for. And we can help you. Now, we can't make it happen, but we can help you. We can kind of show you the path we took. We can show you the things that work for us. We can give you the best practices that will help. And I hope that you take action and create a goal, and then make sure you share it with your leader. That's going to be really the only requirement in this group, is that, so we have 2 weekends that this session is going to span, right? So we've got this week and this weekend, the next weekend, the weekend, and then a couple of days of the next week is all. So those 2 weekends, you need to make sure that by Sunday night, you are up to date on everything that we've covered through the week. And it's not going to be anything like huge and time consuming, but they will be very important steps that can help you on your journey. Do any of you have any questions for any of us? And don't be shy, because I don't believe in being shy. Okay, anything that any of the other leaders want to add really quick? Because we have like 1 minute left. You might as well say something. Okay, well, we will just end here, and thanks for being here, you guys, and tune in tomorrow. Andy's going to kick us off, and we're excited to see what she has to add. And if you have any questions, we're all here to help. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.